Now what I want to do is go over the advanced parameters that you can add to your photos to have further control over the final product. And rather than doing each one of these one by one in Midjourney, I want to run through a written guide that outlines each one of these step by step. We'll go through it together, and then you can add them to your photos to change the final output. So let's first start with the chaos parameter. And really simply put, what this is going to do is influence the amount of variety in the initial image grid. So if you have a low number of chaos, which is between 0 and 100, and let's say you do minus C10, that's going to be a low number. That means that the images that are created in your initial grid are going to have much more of a cohesive look. They're all going to be around the same theme and just overall aesthetic. So this example is a watermelon owl hybrid with a low chaos number or chaos score. This next one is a high, so let's say minus C50. The difference between image 1 to image 2 to image 3 to image 4 has a much higher variety. So this is good when you don't really know what you want to get and you're looking for really just a high variance of different types of images. The next one of our parameters is quality, and you can update and change the quality of each one of your photos by adding minus quality or minus Q for short. The different values that you can add are 0.25, which is going to be the lowest and the quickest for Midjourney to produce. Then you can do 0.5, 0.5, 1, and 2. And as an example to explain this, if we go to our prompt here, we typed in woodcut birch forest. And for the example, we did Q 0.25. This is our first example, which is the quickest, less detailed, fastest turnaround time. It says 4 times the speed with 1/4 of the GPU minutes. If we do 0.5, we have slightly more detail, and it's twice the speed as our default setting, which is going to be Q1. So when you type in anything into Midjourney, the default is going to be Q1. So it's going to take a little bit longer than these previous ones, but it's going to give you a solid quality image. And currently, here are the different version quality compatibilities that Midjourney is offering. So version 4 goes up to 1. If you were using version 3, you can go up to quality 2 or Q2. Now we're going to talk about seed, and this is a little bit more of a complex topic to explain, but Midjourney assigns a certain seed number to every single new image, and this acts as a starting point for the general first grid to be created. So different seed numbers create a different first grid. So for example, here we have the same prompt about an owl picture run 3 different times with 3 different styles of images. So that means each time this image was generated, this initial grid was generated, a new seed number was applied to it, creating different looks. If we typed in minus seed and took one of the seed numbers, for this example it's 1, 2, 3, now each one of these initial grid generations has an extremely similar style. You can see that here as well, that the seed number just helps you to control your initial grid output of your first 4 images. So now let's talk about how do you actually get the seed number of a post or of a Midjourney output. So you go to your Discord, you go to React, and you click the envelope emoji. And I know this is a little bit complicated. It's really not for many use cases, but it does then send you your seed number. So this is the actual number that Midjourney generated when I gave it this prompt. And now if I wanted to generate a similar style of images for a future prompt, I can go and I can paste that seed number, and we need to put the correct seed parameter at the beginning. And then we can type in what we did. And doing it this way is going to really control the initial output of our image. Like I said, this is not something you're going to use a lot, but it's nice to know that this is an option.